Hey, you guys, what is up, and welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys so much. Before I get started, I would like to send a special shout out to the newest subscriber, JJCR. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for watching the shorts as I have done birthday tributes to both Shayna Baszler as well as Hollywood Hogan. Yesterday was the day of Hulkamania. I watched a whole bunch of matches from Hogan and I listened to some of my favorite NWO versions, including the one from SmackDown versus Raw, which I thought was pretty awesome. So thank you guys for watching my birthday tributes. And speaking of the new subscriber, I want to ask you guys, our new subscriber has requested a short tribute to MVP. The question is, especially to you, JJCR, do you guys want to see the MVP short now, or do you want me to drop it on October 28th, which is MVP's birthday? Let me know your thoughts and your desires in the comment section below. But for right now, let's get on to Friday Night SmackDown, which just keeps getting better and better. We open up the show with, first of all, there's a sign. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a sign in the audience saying, "Thank you, Triple H," which is the hashtag. I think that's going to be a hashtag. I might put that in. That might give me some views. You know what? Hashtag thank you, Triple H. I'm going to start that myself if it's not already a thing. But either way, we had a sign out saying, "Thank you, Triple H." So that was awesome. We started the match with the opening for the SmackDown Women's Champion Tag Team Championship Tournament with smiling Raquel, who has been busy because she was at the LA party yesterday beating up Nikki ASH. She and Aaliyah teamed up tonight to face off against Zaya and Shotzi Blackheart. I noticed that there was a lot of love for Raquel tonight as she tagged in to put the Tamahata bomb onto, I believe it was Zia Lee for the victory. Earlier during that match, we saw Natalia and Sonya Deville interfere but got wiped out quick. Now, my question to you guys is, who do you think is going to win the tournament altogether? So far, we have the top quality teams. So far, we have Shotzi and Dakota Kai, which is the new trio, the new women's order, which is Bailey, Dakota, and Zaya. No, Io Sky. Thanks for not changing her name into something cringy. So you have her and Alexa with Asuka. So those two teams are the odds-on favorite. But what do you think? Let me know your comments. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Also tonight, we saw Karrion Kross cut a promo with himself, and I love this quote when he said he was disregarded like a broken toy. That wasn't, of course, until Triple H came in. And Drew McIntyre had no idea that Karrion Kross was lurking in the shadows like a perverted peeping Tom. Just kidding. But either way, I'm really excited to see what happens next with Karrion Kross as he comes in with Scarlett. Scarlett, no, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Scarlett came out and distracted Drew McIntyre. A lot of people say that she's very distracting. She came out and the Usos attacked, and the Usos gave Scarlett a message to take to Karrion, and she said, "Hey, we got the same message for Roman Reigns." But I'm glad to see that Roman has fresher talent because Brock, they've already faced off, and people got tired of Brock for a second. Brock versus Roman until SummerSlam happens, which was awesome, by the way. That match was great. So Drew came out, called them out, didn't get it. Instead, got one deed by the Usos, but he retaliated as they talked to Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre attacks the Usos. And it was so funny the way he yelled out, "Oh, Sammy!" One of my favorite. I remember many years ago when The Undertaker was playing mind games with Randy Orton, and he was in the background. You didn't see him, you just heard his voice. And Undertaker's like, "Hello, Randy. What's the matter, Randy? You're not afraid of caskets, are you?" That was one of the best eerie moments ever. I really enjoyed that. But either way, moving on, I really enjoyed. Let me just say, the main event was not bad. I really enjoyed the build up for Walter versus Shinsuke. On this channel, for those of you like JCR who are new, I like to refer to him as Walter because, due to the background story behind his new name, we don't say good. All I'm saying is, as for me in this channel, he shall be called Walter. Also, speaking of people I'm really excited to see return, we got Hit Row coming back to Friday Night SmackDown. The other member, whom we know as Swerve, who has his own podcast, by the way, Swerve is AEW Tag Team Champion with fellow friend Keith Lee on AEW. However, the last remaining members on SmackDown, Top Dollar, B-Fab, I forgot what the other one's name is. They came in and totally destroyed the jobbers. And I love how, don't let his size fool you. We saw that Top Dollar had some good agility doing a running knee and then flipping roll out of the ring like nothing. Very athletic. Did not know he was a pro football player like Goldberg before coming into wrestling. Also, by the way, I did not know Goldberg's first in real love was actually football. Hey, why you didn't let him be in football? He's obviously happier there. I mean, I appreciate what he did in wrestling, but you gotta let a guy do what he loves. I'm just saying, man. I did not know that. But either way, great to see Hit Row back. Triple H is just really just doing amazing, man. Thank you, Triple H. Hashtag thank you, Triple H. Also, the word pro wrestling is back. Speaking of Triple H, for those of you who don't know, Triple H has allowed the word wrestling, which, according to Paul Heyman and Joey Styles, is a dirty word. Now, I was watching earlier today, I was watching Paul Heyman cut a promo on an episode of SmackDown, and it was a really good promo, and he got real good until he started dissing Taz and got choked out. But he said so many things that hit home. He talked about how Mr. McMahon stole Paul's stuff. He talked about how Mr. McMahon flaunted his affairs in front of his wife, which is why we are in the situation we are now. And he also talked about how pro wrestling is such a dirty word. Joey Styles would allude to this 5 years later in 2006, but the word pro wrestling is no longer a dirty word or a forbidden word. So I know Joey Styles is the happiest man alive. But pro wrestling is set tonight in honor of Gene LaBelle, who passed away. Thoughts and prayers to the family. Also, we saw some stone cold stuff from Ronda Rousey. She came in through the crowd and dumped a truckload of money onto the table from the contract signing. And Shayna comes in and says, "You got to work with the system." And Ronda goes savage and she's like, "Hey, you used to be a killer." She was, but and she was the most disturbing heel in NXT history. And she showed that tonight because between Rousey calling, saying you used to be a killer, alluding to the fact that she's not as dangerous as she used to be, and between Liv being a total savage and half of the fans turning on her, saying Liv said that you're a bootleg version of Rousey. That must have pissed her off because she went after that arm well. And somehow Liv was able to miraculously do a Stratusfaction like move onto Shayna through the table. Now, Liv still has her fans, but some are turning on her because of the controversial decision. But I can't wait to see what happens. And the killer Shayna is back. So we might have to get used to the evil, barbaric Shayna. Also, Usos call out Drew McIntyre only to get himself, and then later on they would get Madcap Moss. For those of you who are new to this channel, back when Madcap Moss was a heel and a terrible jokester, I used to call him Magic Mike to make fun of him because he looked like a dancer from Las Vegas. And I have a thing for making fun of heels because, of course, you're not supposed to like the heelish wrestlers. So I say funny things to make fun of them. And one of the things I do is I used to call Madcap Moss Magic Mike Moss. A lot of people on the channel loved it. But tonight we got Madcap Moss. I like this new Madcap. And Drew McIntyre taking on the Usos and winning successfully despite Sami Zayn, who took a bullet for them at the end. Drew is on a roll, and I would like to see Karrion versus Drew someday. I really want to see that. Also, Los Matadors constantly lusting after women. Some call it simping, but they constantly lusted after women. Tonight they tried to get a kiss out of Dupree's sister. And by the way, I hate the Dupree angle. I like him better as LA Knight. That's just me. Also, by the way, what happened last night with Los Matadors was funny. As soon as KB said, close your eyes, I knew some guy was going to get in between as a prank. But let's get into the main event. I thought the build-up for this match was great. Like I said, on this channel, we call him Walter, not good. Okay. The color of the pen in my hand, the color of this pencil is it's black. The pen is black. The doggone pen is black. I'm just playing, y'all. But let's get on to this main event. Shinsuke did good. We did not get to see Pat McAfee dance on the table. I like seeing Pat McAfee dance on the table every time Shinsuke comes out. I know he loved that entrance at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. I knew everyone loved that. It was totally awesome. But the main event tonight was pretty good. It wasn't bad at all. And I'm also proud to say SmackDown has stopped having SmackDown shorts. Hallelujah. Thank you. But tonight we had a pretty good one. And we had Walter facing off against Shinsuke. Shinsuke showing off his MMA skills. And Walter showing a little bit of pro wrestling skills because pro wrestling is not a filthy word anymore. Hallelujah. But either way, not a bad match at all. Pretty interesting. I mean, Walter showed his resilience coming back from that knee to the jaw. That knee to the jaw looked bad. That would have knocked an average man out. If that happened to the average man, it would have been like the movie Friday. Everyone would have been standing over you saying, you got knocked off out. But in any event, great match, great MMA skills. Once again, Shinsuke proved that when you face Walter, you got to get your chest painted red. And that power bomb sent Shinsuke down. Walter retains, and Walter and Kaiser are on good terms. That's good. But nonetheless, it was a pretty good match tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Shinsuke was very good at targeting the arm, very good wrestling skills and MMA skills put on display. Great match altogether. And of course, I love seeing Rousey come out and pull out the Stone Cold thing. It was really awesome, invading the show. And I love when she said, when you're the baddest woman on the planet, it's expensive, but I can afford it. Best line of the night. What do you think about tonight's broadcast? Let me know your answers in the comment section below of what you felt and how you feel about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And also, when do you want to see MVP? I'm your host, Daniel Cody. That's all the time I got for you today, and I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling, and I will have a special birthday short of 2 special guys this Sunday, if the universe and him will. See you there, folks.